Alright folks, the deck is a Renounce Darkness Warlock. The goal of the deck is to draw through a deck as quickly as possible, shuffle in some soul fragments as well as imps with Impbalming so that we can play Renounce Darkness, giving us a bunch of cards from a random class. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You can catch me live at twitch.tv/Roffle or here on YouTube. Alright. So I've been hearing reports in my Discord that not only is it possible to generate triple rune cards from Renounce Darkness, as well as CNE, but it seems to offer Death Knight at a seemingly higher rate than other classes. So we'll put that to the test here.
Your soul shall be mine. All eyes shall be open.
This draws me closer to the Renounce Darkness, so let's go for that. That was not a card that I wanted to keep, but sure. Welcome, Alina. Oh, God. This is probably not a great matchup for me, is it? I don't need more of those.
And now the premiere act.
It is much slower than what the deck is capable of, so probably the better alternative here. Any renouncers? No. Probably don't need both of those. Roffle no longer streaming on Twitch because of the changes they've made for the time being. My last stream that I've done, my last two streams in fact, have been on Twitch. And I have been streaming on YouTube at the same rate for over half a year now. Hey, welcome, Collie. Oh, I was hoping you would arrive. Yes, we are indeed renouncing the darkness today.
Roffle, what's this? Oh, wow, hey, wow.
Now, do I have to watch this? So, I remember reading your findings in Discord, but I don't remember what they actually are. But it seems like there's a way that theoretically you could manipulate Renounce Darkness. Google en passant.
The overture is upon us.
Yeah, I'm a little busy right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and play Hearthstone instead. Hey, welcome, Wagner. Surely, I will find the Renounce Darkness soon, though, right? Surely. Okay. I mean, it's almost guaranteed next turn at this point.
Flesh fails. Dry crystal.
Yeah. Was kind of hoping we'd be able to rush down the opponent, but that doesn't seem likely here. There we go. Well, we drew a few too many cards. We're not actually going to get to keep this hero power, it seems.
Alright folks, the deck is deck. Wow. Watch this. Wow.
Wow. Thank you, Chiri, and thank you, Benno, earlier. I think I missed that, but welcome to the stream, and thank you both for the super chats. Alright, we did not get Deck Knight. We're probably just dead here, right? I can't compete with their plus line with the slow of a Renounce, unfortunately. Anecdotally, I think it's 6 cards in hand before 1 minute of game time. Had like 40-50% of chance of PK. Alright. Now, if this were the average YouTube or Twitch chatter, I would immediately be dismissive, but you've proven yourself to be a reasonable, logical person, so I'm going to, that seems to have accumulated a rather large sample, so I'm going to take your word for it, and either way, I've been itching to play some Renounce Darkness anyway, so.
Versus Cariel.
By my hammer's might.
All eyes shall.
Brendan, you can just, like, join the stream and be a normal person instead of trying to get attention with shock value statements. It's actually preferred that you do the latter, or the former. I'm average AF and your play was dumb. Okay. Thanks for your input.
Reporting for duty.
Just rip it? No Deck Knight. Okay. That's fine. We still got reduced cost cards. Nobody even guessed Rogue.
Down to perfection.
King's Bone.
I can take them. Wait, not all of them.
Surely we have some card draw that we can pair with the Arugula, right? Yeah, I wonder if the deck list could affect the random seeding. I don't know. It's an interesting thought. Okay. Kingsbane Rogue with extra steps. I mean, I don't know. You can't even play Knolls anymore, right? I'm not sure what the benefit would be for having Maestra in Kingsbane. How long ago did you start streaming on YouTube? If you mean this stream, about 5 minutes ago. If you mean in general, about 6 months ago. It's a pretty bad hand. But at least we have a 2-mana Spider Tank.
I curse them all.
So if we draw a Dragon, we can at least freeze their face potentially with like a Frostbolt here. Although it's likely they just have a flurry at this point and we lose the game because we lose any progress that we did have on board.
Look! You shiny!
You can't always trust what you see.
Fantastic. It wouldn't have mattered anyway because I had the Blade Flurry. The Blade Flurry was more important than getting value off of whatever that Centaur does. But it's just kind of funny. Yeah, this is perfectly sane card to run in Kingsbane Rogue. This matchup look was miserable? Yeah, I mean, it just flat out is. Both of the matchups that we've had so far are nearly unwinnable.
Here for a chat.
Is the Tiny Fin and Maestra on purpose or a persistent bug? I mean, what would the bug be? That's just her summon animation, and always has been.
We've had Frostbolt for so long. When is Blizzard going to release Hot Nail?
The problem with Hot Nail is that you would need Hot Hammer to pound it in, which is, you know, a little bit too sexual for a children's card game. But thank you, Kali, for answering or asking the important questions. Seems kind of weird she comes from being a Tiny Fin. I mean, the whole point is that she's meant to be disguised, right? So I think it's just a bit of fan service that she is disguised as a Tiny Fin. It's a joke. What if the Maestro is the costume singer the whole time, pretending to be a Tiny Fin Murloc? Now you're onto something. We'll need to get a cork board with yarn strings to untangle that mystery.
Versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild.
And don't forget the moderately warm screw.
True. The Goldilocks of the fasteners. Thank you, Jeffrey. I'm the costume singer? Well, you do not want to admit that here. Now you're banned.
I am back with someone else's card. Hello, Roffle.
Welcome, Chirp. Wait, no. No! Don't commit fraud here on my stream. I do not condone that. No renounces. Unlucky. We're using the quest but not plot twist. Yes, because plot twist is not a good card. Plot twist, like, think about how that would work, right? You would plot twist, complete the quest, then you'd plot twist to find the renounce, complete the quest, play the renounce, lose the hero power.
You already acknowledged. Fraud is inevitable.
I acknowledged it to say that I don't condone it. How is that inevitable?
Growth, life,
But if not here, we'll never finish our fraud.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't want you to.
Job done.
Thank you, Benno. Hey, GG, Octavio. No need to apologize. You queued a legal Hearthstone deck. Just happened to have a good matchup into me. Hey, welcome, Sin.
Rivets, glue, wedge. Well, no, that's a hole with water in it, my mistake. Oh, right, that's the new amalgam. I don't know what I'm saying. KTHX5.
Thank you, Industrial. Sorry, I was a little bit distracted by quite possibly the worst opponent we've ever had. How dare you burn a Renounce Darkness like that. Come on, man. This is unreal. I just can't win at this point, right? Because it... like, that is not nearly enough cards to have any semblance of a chance in this matchup. I needed the Renounce in, like, the first 2 turns. But both of them, I think, were, what, like, bottom 6 or 7? Which is... like, in either case, I wasn't going to win that game. Here we go.
Versus Arana!
The Scourge are no match for me.
All eyes shall be opened.
Alright, let's test the Kali theory. 6 cards on turn 4. Paladin is obnoxious and wild as it is on standard. If by obnoxious you mean kind of bad, then yeah. But I imagine that's probably not what you meant. I mean, Mech Paladin's pretty good.
Let me work my magic.
Turns out that card only had $4. I found another.
Another one of your cards, right, Chirp? Also, don't send me your last $4, even if it is your card.
What a find! And fully intact. Ancient
So go
power.
up to 5, tap to 6, play the Renounce. Priest, Alright, that should be fine for just kind of dealing with the aggressive deck that we seem to be matched up against, as well as, like... kind of pairs well with like the upgraded hero power if we get there.
Yes. My card. Everything here is totally legal.
Okay, perfect. That's what I needed to hear. Thank you, Chirp.
Come closer. You can trust us. What a find! And fully intact.
Can't wait for all these priest attack spells.
My blades aren't just for show.
My blood boils for war.
Has anyone seen my backup card?
I'm sure you'll find it. Thank you, Ben.
I could be the biggest confirmation bias sufferer of all time. But I played 150 games gold, damn it. I deserved some confirmation bias, as a treat.
I think that's fair. I could just move on to like conceding every game where I don't get Deck Knight.
Let me work my magic.
But I don't know if people would like that very much.
Magical.
I am not blind to your crimes.
What's yours will be mine.
That doesn't kind of... Oh, it's not copied from the opponent. I guess it's technically the... Technically that counts as the Camilleos still. What's the text on Camilleos? Transform... Yeah. It's annoying. Doesn't seem worth the card there, does it? You don't draw more off of it. The hero power just would have done the same thing.
My blades aren't just for show.
Pay your time.
Let's dance.
Job's done.
Shouldn't Camilleos say transform into a copy of a card your opponent is holding? Yeah, I think that would make it work and just like be a better play pattern. But I also say that as somebody who's taking a bit of a beat down right now. What? I mean, there's a good chance I was going to stabilize with the convincing infiltrator, but the opponent had no way of knowing that.
Lazoth versus Lunara.
The forest fights back.
I feel your roots in the deep.
Opponent was dead on board, were they?
Nightmare.
I clearly wasn't paying enough attention to that.
Hi Roffle, Moai.
Thank you, James. Hello to you as well. Welcome to the stream. Alright, I'm just gonna let her
Wild.
rip on turn 2.
You gotta be scrappy with scraps.
And it's a really bad idea to do so because I actually have decent game against aggro druid. Unlucky. Very lucky. I've changed my mind. We kill that with a hero power, so I don't think there's any reason to heart strike it. My bias continues to strengthen? Yeah. Clearly, this is irrefutable. My god! I think I have enough of those. So triple runes can be generated off of random effects, but not discover effects. Well, it's a bug. That's what we're testing. Or part of what we're testing. You shouldn't be able to generate triple rune cards. Because the change explicitly states discover and randomly generated effects. It's just they seem to have forgotten about Renounce Darkness in that. Wait, it reduces non... I thought it was only frost spells. Okay. Gonna have some really cheap Unholy Frenzies here.
We all exist in harmony.
The veil wanes.
I mean, I don't care about the cost reduction on any of these anyway, right? Because I can't play any of them at the moment. So, might as well just take that off the board. Yeah, it is a very awkward hand.
Make this look easy.
Our gift of the arcane enlightens us.
My hand overflows.
Why do you consider Death Knight a good class to renounce into? Is it just the smaller card pool? That's part of it, but also want to play a bunch of Vampiric Bloods. and potentially see an E, because I believe you can generate that as well. At least we're doing a good job of making our opponent's hand awkward by just getting absolutely annihilated by the damage that they're... Oh my god. Can I have something, please? Dead to, like, Bran, Innervate Astolar.
Our gift of the arcane enlightens
And then also
us.
another Astolar.
Our gift of fire empowers us.
Your souls belong to Hearthstone.
We're doing on this. Not great. Not great. But we do have a lot of damage off of the Grave Strength, at least.
Well played.
And the cycle of life.
Putting one Renounce in ETC could be a fun way to reroll your class. I don't know what that's meant to accomplish. Warlock already has the best hero power in the game. Especially for decks that would consider ETC a card that exists.
Nazoth versus the Thunder King!
I am the slayer of kings and gods. Servant of the Titans, your time has come.
Oh, so that Renounce won't reroll the other Renounce. That's not a big concern. I'd rather just not have a bad card like ETC in my deck to begin with, and have an easier time drawing the Renounce. We don't... Like, that just makes it harder to find the first Renounce, doesn't it? Is Funnel Cake Ruined Wild? No. Like, it's not fun to get matched up and do it with certain decks, but the deck is very bad. Kind of need to survive for the Tamsin, so I probably won't be renouncing immediately.
Act swiftly.
Oh, it wouldn't even work. Okay, no. Yeah. So that's just a non-starter. Alright, we're gonna Soularium next turn. If I find something like a Dark Skies or some sort of clear, I might consider playing that. Otherwise, I'm just going to play the Renounce and pray.
Is it just me, or was there like a 3-month period where the devs designed dozens of food-themed card backs and hero portraits? I was going through my collection recently and that stood out as bizarre.
Maybe they're just hungry, you know? Seems perfectly reasonable. 8 damage, is that enough? Probably not, just rip this, it'll be more fun anyway. It was indeed more fun. Could kill that. Not sure if it's worth though.
The veil
take 5 damage instead of 4. Buff spells are the concern and why I went with this route. Yeah, it's not good. I mean, it would have been more not good if I had not cleared, but... Take 5 damage instead of 4, best trade deal? I mean, it was take 5 damage instead of 6. So. And clear the minion that I otherwise wouldn't have been able to.
I have so much in store for you.
Still not quite enough. Fizzle makes just an unbelievable little amount of sense in this deck. Please, please, folks. The deck is not going to be good. Please stop suggesting cards, especially those that... Please stop suggesting cards. I just want to play the deck that I want to play with the cards in it that I want to play. You can make whatever changes you like. But it adds more value. Yeah, that's what this deck needs. Thank you, by the way, Tholos, for the very generous super chat.
Ah, I see you've brought guests.
Waiting for the sticky finger comments. I think that they were in chat when I lost to the Kingsbane Rogue, but I just kind of ignored them. Opponent seems confused by my quest.
There's little time.
We're just gonna go next. I do not want to wait around for the opponent to rope us out every turn.
Nazoth versus Anduin. The light shall bring victory.
All I
Win condition? I don't know. Probably making a hero's portrait explode.
Chat plays Renounce because they want to optimize a deck. I play Renounce because it means I don't have to build a deck at all. We are not the same.
I think we need quotes around optimize when it comes to chat, though. Thank you, Kali.
Hey Waffle, I got this new idea for a deck. Scrungus Priest. I have no idea what it is or what's actually in it. All know is you should play it, with more card draw though, and Plate Breaker, and Sticky.
Ooh. Sticky what, though? I guess you ran out of characters. I don't know. We lose this game 100% of the time, so that's a bummer. Let's see if we can sneak a Renounce in before we do lose, though. Nice. Yeah. I mean, if we're gonna have a chance, it
Love a little fiddle, love a little fiddle.
Job's done.
maybe involves smorking. But they just like combo us in the next couple turns. The unfortunate reality is I am one such deck that does not really stand much of a chance in this matchup.
Light sings, and the impure fall.
Calm down, calm down.
Seance is weird. It could be the Giants version, which could slow them down a bit. I mean, this has the same win chance of like 90% of all matchups. What are you talking about? Clergy funnel cake decks have like, last I checked, a 45% win rate. They are very bad. So clearly it doesn't have a good win rate against 90% of decks when
Calm down, calm down.
or that would not be the case.
Job's done.
Why does Banjo cost 9? Because I am cheating.
Light sings, and the
Oh,
impure
look at
fall.
that. It's up to a 46% win rate. The most popular version of Mind Blast.
Light sings,
This one here,
and the
struggling
impure
at a 41. Yeah, we are just gonna get beat up by some big taunty boys, I think.
Quickly.
Or not? Okay, there we go. This actually seems to be the version that's having the most success right now, which is surprising. Because when I played it before the expansion with just the clergy, it seemed really bad. It's still not winning a lot of games, but it's doing better than some of the other funnel cake combos. Or rather, all of the other funnel cake combos.
Fishing is so relaxing.
The beasts betrayed me.
Technically, I'm not dead, though, so... got that going for me. Welcome, Ramon. Now, before people yell at me in both chat and the comments, that doesn't mean I think the deck shouldn't change. I think the deck should absolutely change. Because it has a very bad play pattern. But it's important to communicate why something should change accurately. And the reason why it should change is because of its play pattern, not because of its success. Usually the deck doesn't actually run Tony. It just spams a bunch of giants on earlier turns than the opponent went in. And kills you with giants. While putting up a roadblock for like aggro with the Grave Horror. But you could also just like drop a low feb and probably have a similar effect to Tony.
trash.
Victory or death! Our gifts are not your weapons, War Chief.
If you streamed with Zale's evil deck, would you still get card suggestions? I did when I was playing Whizbang decks. As well as people yelling at me for playing standard decks in Wild. There's a variety of silliness going on when I did that. What I've found over the years of me streaming is that no matter what I do, and I mean no matter what, there will be somebody who doesn't like it and demands I do something different. So, generally I just try and do the thing that makes me have the most fun.
I do so. I seem to have lost the surface.
Our gift of the arcane enlightens us.
It's probably enough card draw, especially if I end up making it to the Tamsin, which I would rather renounce before that, but we'll see. 6, 9, nice. We have enough for the Danks guys here.
The smell of mana in the refreshing.
Sure. Reno Warrior? Yeah, kind of seems like it might be, which is kind of cool.
The time has come to dethrone our former master.
Could be fun. At least gives me time to set up and hopefully draw a Renounce Darkness. Any renouncers? Found all my cast when drawn cards. Yeah, yeah. Alright. I think your opponent thinks you're Mechathun. That's almost certainly not the case because Mechathun Warlock is not played or really even possible to pull off anymore with the Cataclysm change. So, I'm gonna wager that's not at all what they're thinking. Yeah, we also did play the quest, which makes that less likely. Yeah, we'll go Mayborn. Yeah. I've got... That was going to be fun. Finley sounds decent in Renounce, then run Finley in Renounce. I do not... So tired. Oh my god, I'm just so tired.
Nazar versus Nemzi.
Let's have some fun.
You too have heard the calling from the deep.
Alright, surely we can find a Renounce here. Finley doesn't draw cards though, right? It sure doesn't. It sure doesn't. People just see me not have Renounce in hand and assume that cards that reset my hand and give you -1 card in hand as a trade-off for that are good for that reason. About Tamsin inside of ETC, what would that accomplish? Other than adding extra steps to playing the Tamsin in aggro matchups where we need her. But Finley draws a lot. He draws 0, in fact. Which I don't think is that many cards.
Thousand needles! Are you ready to rock?
We are mere seconds from the point at which I just explained why why there is no plot twist in the deck. I can't do this on repeat for the length it's going to take me to play this deck. Please stop. It was seconds ago.
Job's done.
Okay. Really need to find that Renounce now.
Job's done.
By the power of Ragnaros, I have the power!
Okay. Renounce.
Job's done.
Not Renounce.
You are defenders.
Please, let the man play his deck.
Taken out of context, that might sound a little weird. Thank you. I would very much like to. I appreciate the thought, Industrials. All right.
Predictable.
Good time to draw the Renounce. best hit off of the Renounce, though.
Job's done.
Yikes.
Hey Roffle,
Hi.
your accountant here. It seems you've nearly gone into the red with the number of super chat you've given for free. We may some change.
Is that why you gave me money? Because that's what you did there, Jordan, but thank you.
I will start this show.
Oh, that's so unlucky.
Job's done.
My colors burst.
Job's done.
That was momentarily horrifying.
Hey Roffle, your actual accountant here. Someone stole my identity and is trying to bankrupt you. The free super chats are the only thing keeping us afloat. Keep sending them.
I was never sending them to begin with, though, so how do we reconcile these two things? Thank you, Coil, for the super chat, as well as Jordan. Neither of which is my accountant. So that's very confusing for me.
We're gonna be rich.
Such a perfect specimen.
We only got 19 damage showing. I don't know if I trust that one. Let's start here. Interesting.
Bask in my radiance.
I didn't ditch class to get second place. Make it double.
How could you say I'm not your accountant after all these years? If I'm not your accountant, why do I have so many transactions with your name on them?
That's for you to work out with your own accountant, Coil. Thank you for the super chat, though. I wanted to keep the life sentence around.
All dogs do learn new tricks.
Wait, no, I want that.
Who's up for an adventure?
What once was cloudy shall become clear.
Fantastic value.
Roffle, please ignore those last 2 messages. I confirm that free super chats are indeed the cause of potential bankruptcy. Time for a merch shill.
Certainly a cause for bankruptcy, potential bankruptcy for someone. Thank you, Jordan. Also not my actual accountant.
Knock knock. Who's there? Guess. Guess who?
I think it was meant to be the costume singer, but unfortunately, Brian did not play around that game. Wow, this opponent hates fun. Thank you, Cap. Brian's just afraid to sing in public? I mean, relatable. Roffle has an accountant. I mean, yeah, I am a business, and my taxes are a nightmare as a result of that.
Spoke to an accountant. The phrase is shockingly irresponsible and fundamentally wrong about concept of payment. Somehow aren't songs by Fallout Boy.
They sound like they could be, though. They sound like they could be. Thank you, Coil.
All eyes shall be.
Yeah, let's keep the Soularium because that helps me find the Renounce. Are super chats tax deductible? They are in the sense that they are income for me, so they are there is an amount deducted from taxes are deducted from the super chats at the end of the year for me because they're income for me. Oh, unlucky. Gonna get all the sticky finger comments again. Oh, okay. That's probably better, but also still bad because we're gonna die.
Hey Roffle, is it too late to declare yourself as a 501c3 organization? It would really help me out of a completely unavoidable situation.
This is why you're not my accountant, Colin. That seems widely irresponsible. 8, 9, 10. We're so close to being able to clear this, but we won't be able to. Well, no, there's... Unless I just, like, rip the Soularium. Which I guess we kind of have to. Brutal. Hey Roffle, how many pirate chats or private rogues today? This is the first one in an hour, I think. So not many. You're welcome, Julio.
Glory! I'm here for the gold!
But that wasn't even the shiny finder weapon that they drew. Yeesh. A lot of Miracle Priest featuring Giants, so not many Kingsbane rogues, as we expected today. There's been exactly one Miracle Priest featuring Giants. I would consider that a lot. That is...
Blood and thunder!
To Roffle. From Carly. Subject, is this an email? Body, hey Roffle, I think I'm finally getting this email thing down. Anyways, just circling back on that whole registering as a charity thing. First time I am catching you live. I usually watch your VODs when you post them. Love the content and the free super chats tongue.
Oh, thank you, Illusion, and thank you, Kali. Kali, I think you need to go back to the drawing board on that, on the email situation. But thank you for the super chat. Alright, we just need to not die here for a moment. Welcome to the stream, though, Illusion, and thank you again, Kali, for the super chat and the laugh.
Fish, landlubber. Never bring a sword to a fish fight.
Here comes the hero power. Oh, not a bot, maybe?
Job's done.
Okay, I'm having a hard time finding those renounces again, but at least we're not dead yet.
Glory! I'm here for the gold!
It's just Renounce Darkness, hold the Renounce. Okay, I'm gonna wait a turn on that so that I can get a little bit more healing, potentially, is what a coward would say! Really glad we got that cost reduction of the Rune Forging.
Never bring a sword to a fish fight.
Wait, how do I not have any corpses? Seems like a mistake. That doesn't, though. Alright, whatever I do, don't die. Seems really hard for me to die, though, doesn't it?
Armies of bone, lay waste.
Fantastic. Roffle, have you played Arena yet this mini set? I have not played Arena in years, so no. Oh, that was a good time. Oh.
I bring out the best in you. I get.
Oh my god, we did it, chat. We won a game of Hearthstone. Incredible.
Nazoth versus the Lich King.
Will serve me in death. All eyes shall be opened.
Were there any Diablo promos for Hearthstone? Yeah. I want to have a few more cards in hand before I renounce, I think, unless something changes.
And close enough.
Yeah, this also gives me a chance to remove some of their stuff, which will probably be important. Can go here next turn.
He got there while playing with his deck.
Can't stand the cold.
Doing what now? Thank you, Industrials. Okay, next turn is either tap, renounce, or just drain soul renounce.
The time has come.
Probably just tap renounce. It's merely a spider tank. Or I could just renounce and play whatever I get off of it, sure.
Job's done.
We're dancing. Well, these Warlock decks that inflict self-damage give me anxiety when I watch you. You know, here we call that cowardice.
No rhyme, no reason.
You don't want to protect Rhyme Man? Okay.
Hey dudes, over here.
What's the plan for the 100k special?
Oh, I need to do attack first. That was actually dumb. Haven't given it much thought yet. There's no guarantee that I, just because I'm close, that I make it to 100k, you know? So we'll get there first, and then think about it. Just because I'm close, like, it's pretty near the ceiling for what's possible in Hearthstone content creators. Like revealing 100k, I did that at 50k. So that would seem a little redundant, wouldn't it? I was kind of hoping that we had a mech in deck so that we could draw it, you know?
Hey Roffle, could you please stop renouncing the darkness? I understand it's fun, and I have no problems with fun, but I am starting to struggle with sleep deprivation thanks to constant midnight sun.
You know, that sounds like a personal problem. You just got to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and pull the sun down by its head straps, shin straps, and that should solve the problem. Don't be selfish. As much as I want the chicken, I think this is just better.
Reporting for duty.
My frost will splinter
Sure.
your flesh.
Comes the OTK? Probably not. I think what's more likely is that it gives us the ability to like even out some tempo until we get the quest completed. Wait, that didn't do damage. Hit here. Beautiful.
The light's justice has failed. The battle falls by my hand.
Hang on, this guy's only paying 8 mana for the Ebon Blade. Thief.
No, it's just I got a nice discount. We don't need to make wild accusations here. But thank you, Colin.
Clipboard is killing it! Clipboard is killing it!
10.
Fall by my hand.
Was merely a setback.
You have somehow renounced darkness and the light in one game. Impressive. It's the kind of high-level gameplay people come here for. Okay, so these are main deck. They are, in fact, double frost, single blood. Cool.
The citadel stands strong.
Interesting. Hard draw. Yes.
The battle.
Welcome, G dude.
Upon my hand.
I want to keep this death rattle rolling, so I don't really want to play the Kangro without another minion in hand, so there's no reason to play this here.
I will never. But you shall.
Oof. It's a bit of a problem now, isn't it?
The first wish is free. As
We are unyielding.
I don't know if I'm going to survive long enough to make it to the quest hero power.
And close enough.
I haven't seen anyone running this Paladin hero card with Rivendare War Rider, because that is not a good combination of cards, I think, is the main reason.
Fall by my hand.
Easier to drop
We are unyielding. Job done.
3 cards I need to draw without dying. Seems unlikely.
The time has come. I return. You owe me. Fall by my hand.
Well, we're dead. Exactly on board.
You have triumphed. This time.
Unlucky.
Nazoth versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
All eyes shall be open.
Okay, we've got removally stuff for Secret Mage, which is what we need. Oh god. Oh dear god. Oh, we're already getting frostbolted every turn. Is it not enough for you to demand cards, chat? Now must we also insist on telling the man what to do with his own YouTube channel? Yeah, there's a bit of that going on, but that's also a kind of persistent thing that chat likes to do. Just need cards out of hand so that I can play the Backfire.
So your 100k special is you announcing that I get paid and that you love me and what I do for you on a stream by stream basis.
I would never do such a thing, Brian. Don't be absurd. It's supposed to be a celebration. That would be devastating. You ever getting paid. Will Blizzard stop adding secrets for secret heavy classes? Seems increasingly annoying to play around.
My hand is too full.
It seems like one of the least likely things that might happen. Can renounce the renounce. Ooh! Deck Knight.
Lightboard is killing it!
My hand is too full.
Oh my god, they've played 4 of those.
Me have that for you.
The citadel stands strong.
Lightboard is killing it!
Just blood pressure.
Look, I know this is not me getting paid. But this is Lacrimologist from Twitch, and I just wanted you to know, our bromance is very much alive.
I appreciate the super chat, but
Hi,
it's a
Roffle.
little parasocial.
Long time no octo, sorry.
That is true. Thank you, Carl, and thank you, Cody. It's do not have the capacity for a bromance with any chatters, in fact.
Infinite truth.
That Mograine is kind of nuts, isn't it?
Does close at hand.
Alright. Just dodge the... I'm dead.
Your bones
Yeah.
will be added to the pile.
I was a turn away from winning with the, Alex there. Oh, that could have gotten there too.
I am also afraid of a pair of socialists in a relationship.
I think we all should be afraid of it. As Americans, there's nothing more patriotic than an unreasonable fear of socialists, so. Okay, Kona. Thank you, Collie.
Nazoth versus Valera.
Shall we dance?
All eyes shall be open.
You stopped streaming on Twitch. My previous 2 streams were on Twitch. I am been streaming on this schedule, splitting time between the 2 for over half a year. Alright, this is a pretty good hand for the matchup. Right, I can't hear this. They're all on strike. Yeah, and kind of ironic to that person's point. Very socialist behavior of them, isn't it? One is a fellow Hearthstone player, I see. Well, so am I. Look at my curve. Okay, force of nature into composting, I guess. Wait, the cost reduction actually wrecked me here.
Careful, they're sharp. Pirates away!
Students, today's class will be outside.
Oh god. Oh god. The Redditors have come here because they're on, Jesus. Because they're on strike. Welcome.
Put your dukes up, small fry.
Never let a good joke go to waste when you can instead turn it into a, meaningless debate.
Not what I want.
Oh god, I didn't forgot how that card works. No, this is fine. We're perfectly fine here. Peggy, thank you for the super chat. Welcome, little joke. Please don't die. It's like a slow, painful death. Malfurion could actually save us here. It really could. I desperately need it to too. I don't think they have 1 mana. No, they shouldn't have 1 mana deal 4, right? They have 1 mana deal 2.
The circle of life is over.
You know what they say about the circle of life, do I? I'll have to check the VOD.
Look, you shinies.
Or maybe just watch Lion King.
Feed the fish, landlubber.
Give me that. Not what I want.
Time's ticking.
Free your mind from its bonds.
A note to our new Reddit chat. Super chats are free.
No, we don't need to lie to them. But thank you, Benno.
Job's done.
It's not maximizing damage, so that's probably good.
All hands on deck.
Well, that's maximizing damage.
Fraud must be always Roffle. Oh.
Don't forget to eat your Roffle as we winning. Oh, we lost to Mr. Smite in the year of our Lord 2023. I cannot believe it. We're so close to stabilizing too. Thank you, Benno. Sorry, thank you, Ben. Oh.
Nazoth versus Tyrande.
You give me strength.
All eyes shall be
Welcome, maybe. Okay, this could be fun. Or it could be boars. That seems less fun. Ooh! Deck Knight. Ooh! Okay. Please let this be a fun game. Don't let it be boars. I was thinking the same thing, Collie. Oh, it's boars. Oh, GG. We lost. Probably just need to spend the mana here. Oh. Okay, I guess that's better, but also still somehow worse. This will get me to the point where I can at least play the Vampiric Blood. I know plot twist in the deck. You can scroll through pretty much any point within the stream, and there's a very good chance that I probably mentioned it because I've done so a great many times this stream. Is that, I mean, it's like a, what's his name, Baron deck? Or Chadius deck? It's Chadius. I can clear the Chadius. Now I very much can.
Everybody needs a casket.
Look, if we're gonna die, we might as well die in style, right? Dead on board. Man, we finally got a good set of Deck Knight draws and queued into Big Priest with it. Well, it should be an...
Okay. And your death shall be merciful.
Well, it should be a 5/5 and not an 8/8. I gotta tell you. I don't think that would change the prevalence of the card and the way that it's used.
A citadel stands strong.
All cage heads.
No rhyme, no reason.
Archaeology shift. It is
Death shall be merciful.
They really just want this Rivendare to be their win condition, I guess. Oh, great googly moogly. Wait, that has way too much synergy with what we're doing here.
I say resolve.
Or rather, with what the game has decided we're doing here. Sure, why not?
I see insanity. You're in the right place to melt your face.
Excuse me, I was wondering if you could give me directions to Roffle's 2023 Renounce Darkness Super Slam.
It's here. It's here. The Undertaker's about to throw Mankind off the top rope in a steel cage match. Thank you, Nathan.
Let me introduce myself. Those we love are never truly lost.
Oh no.
Down, ye dull-witted twirly-bird!
They just got all three? What? They've shuffled so many Barons, haven't they? Oh, that just ends the game. Unless I can freeze them.
Let me introduce myself.
Wait, that's actually really good.
Your body will sink to
Surely they don't get the lethal here, right? They've already indicated an unwillingness to do so. The problem is they just still have the Haunt Man in hand. I mean, they have exact lethal, but again, they've already indicated an unwillingness to go for it. It still kind of seems like they should just play Taunt Man. But I'm not complaining. Rushman. Technically not yet GG. But it's definitely GG. Welcome on, go. Wait, I mean, it still could have been GG, right? Oh yeah, it is. I forgot the Blammo already died. Unlucky. At least we got to play a whole bunch of Vampiric Bloods, but it ended up being completely and utterly pointless to do so in that matchup. You're welcome, Hunter.
Nazoth versus Valir.
Shall we dance?
All eyes shall be open.
Probably got to keep a Defile for Pirate Rogue, right? I have this to deal with the cannon. That's why they're holding the cards. Okay. Well, now I'm terrified of a cannon turn. So we'll redone it with the harp into Backfire. Oh, good God. This can't be a good sign for me, can it? I want to be able to Backfire next turn. Oh. Okay, that is a good sign for me. At least good-ish. Any renouncers?
I'm free, and so is my curse. You broke? It's pretty unreal.
The greatest virtue is patience.
And they hit the 1 and 3. Alright, now we're gonna burn the Renounce. Yeah, every singular thing that could have gone wrong there did. It's just kind of been the whole stream of
Nazoth versus Thrall.
today, isn't it?
All eyes shall be open.
A lot of really unlucky situations have come up today. Just have something that challenges that. Might not necessarily be able to just rip the Renounce onto. But if this is their turn, I think we should be good.
Third draw is Renounce Darkness.
No, not this time. It was actually sooner than that. No coin Renounce. No, that is a play that makes no sense. So I chose not to make it. Billy, what are you doing here?
I can take them. Wait, not all of them.
Oh, that goes right up to 5 too. Ugh. Yes, Dawngrasp will recast Renounce, but the only thing that will do is delete my hero power. Which is probably not a very good thing for me. I no longer have Warlock cards in my deck, so it won't change my class or... it'll just replace the hero power, which is bad. You lose the hero power when you complete the quest too? That's true, yeah. Like, I need this off the board or I cannot win, but the problem is it's not really the most threatening of minions right now. If I played any other spells with spell schools. Oh my god. Oh, that card just is brutal. Flame Cannon? Yeah, Flame Cannon probably not going to be enough though.
You wish to match wits with me.
Could buy me a turn. That's a just atrociously bad hero power though. Oh! Oh, that order is not what I thought it would be. Okay, I just need Flame Strong off the top. I mean, at this point, a lot of mage AoEs will just Clear this board.
There is little time.
Ice block can save me. There's my ice block.
I need more study.
I'll be right back while this queues.
Zoth versus Tyrande!
You give me strength.
All eyes shall be opened.
The shadow engulfs us.
Okay, this is manageable.
Muzzle their magic.
We tapping here? I think not.
Come, pray with me.
Oof.
Brilliant.
That does mess up their Defile a little bit, or not Defile, Raystone, potentially, so. Could be relevant. Probably want that. Definitely want that. See ya, buddy. Why did opponent draw patches? They probably watched too many of my streams when I was running patches in my deck. It was a common mistake I was making. Keep that. Probably pitch the Impbalming here. Like, even if this is Benedictus, I just have the Dark Skies for it, potentially. Oh, wait. Is this a... This is a Mind Blast, right? Good pickup. Let's just throw this away so that we can play the Tamsin without burning a card next turn. I'm done. Wait, I'm not? What is this card? Is it Mindseer? Really? There we go. Oh, that might be the perfect timing. Double Mindseer here. Healing. Fantastic. Ooh, Deck Knight. Oh, and we got the combo again.
My blood for the Lich King.
That's got to be GG though, right? I don't think we're gonna make it to turn 10. That's gonna be a Mind Blast or a Raised Dead. Okay, maybe we get there. Although this might.
Come, pray.
Yikes! That could be the Mind Blast or the other Raised Dead. This Blood Boil is going to heal for a lot.
The shadow engulfs us.
BM for combo? I don't think I have the capacity to BM here. I'm just trying to survive.
Brilliant.
Nope, 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 nope. That's absolutely the Mind Blast. Okay, from their perspective, it looks like they still win. Or could win, but they're not going to.
You're in the right place to melt your face.
Ooh. Oh my god. By a thread. We just need to get Deck Knight every time. Never had a doubt. I had a doubt. I had many doubts. To be clear. To be clear, I was doubtful. Am I right that DK is absolutely not evenly distributed? It doesn't, like, I've gotten an abundance of mages and Deck Knight, right? That seems to be the theme, is that I'm just getting those same two classes. I can't even, like, I haven't gotten Demon Hunter a single time. I got Druid once.
Ah, I see you've brought guests.
I think I maybe got Priest once. Like, there seems to be a very high distribution of Death Knight and Mage, so. Paladin too? Yeah, Paladin I got once. But, like, I haven't gotten Warrior. I haven't gotten Shaman. There are a lot of classes that I haven't gotten in. You know, granted, it's only been a couple hours, but. Next turn, we rip the Renounce.
I'm 7 moves ahead of
It's rude.
you. Predictable.
How dare you? Renounce the Renounce. That's always good luck, right? There's the Mage again. Wait. We hero powered some. Wait, this is gonna get really, really quickly reduced, isn't it? It sure is. All of these just are incredible. How do I pick all of these other than, like, waiting until the minions are gone? Oh my god, I love them all. I don't really have a play for next turn, so maybe it's just the Jandis.
Is close at hand. I will see you. The multitudes cry.
Fantastic. Great job.
What makes something real?
This is cards? Unfortunately, Mage does not have any Murlocs. That's a bit of a problem. Could try again on the Renounce. No, that... Think, Roffle. Think.
Job's done.
Yeah, it doesn't, Renounce doesn't do anything. It only targets Warlock cards, so it would just take away my hero power. Which I kind of want for the Mord Rush. It's probably the better outcome for me.
Armor! Armor! Lightly used armor!
Yes, the Warlock hero powers do count towards Mordresh. That's why he had a bit of a head start. Oof. Wait, I played an elemental last turn? Cool.
We have many secrets.
It's 6 mana cards, so if I can freeze some stuff, might be helpful. Would be nice to get pyro value as well to get the quest completed. What do they even go for, though? Oh, well, I guess, who knows? Could be anything. Steam cleaner? Oh god. It's pretty uncommon these days. It doesn't terribly make a whole lot of sense, but it sure could be a thing. Surprisingly, that was the best case. Oh, no, 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 not the Mordresh. Oh my god, the Mordresh is going to be so bad on their side. Oh, no. Oh, they missed it. Wait, but they gave me Tony. Yeah. Thank you.
At last, a worthy decipher.
Keep it quick, kid. I ain't got all day.
This is, not looking good for old Roffle now, is it? That kind of is, though. That's very fine. Could you have renounced their deck when they Tony swapped? Yeah, but I would have had to know that Tony was in their deck when I chose the rewind offering. Oh no! Oh, we could have won with that.
Hey, what are
Why would they?
Standing around.
Like, the Zola on the Ticketus at this stage in the game just seems like a massive waste. But
This will be a mercy. What have they done to me?
My deck is barren.
didn't get enough here Power Zone early to get the more direction online. Nice, quest complete, yeah. Perfect timing. It's the second time we've been hit by Ticketus today.
All hands on deck.
All eyes shall be opened.
After, like, I can't remember the last time that I've seen a Ticketus played, and it's happened to me twice today. It's pretty silly. I have to coin a Danks, guys, if they play a Mech Warper here.
Accidents. They happen, you know?
Look, you're not the only one that can play Paladin. Wouldn't Renathal be more fun? More cards, more randomness, more fun. So far, my experience has been that Renounce Darkness has been at the bottom of my deck and very difficult to find, so I'd rather just be more reliable in drawing the card that I'm trying to draw.
Reporting for duty.
Advance.
Reporting for duty.
There's no good Dredge card to use. Dredge doesn't solve that problem.
Shields off. Red alert.
Reporting for duty.
One for you and one for you.
Converting stored energy.
We're going to out-Paladin the Paladin. It does not seem that way. Maybe if we had a Countess in the near future, we could. That would be pretty sweet. Because I do not, in fact, have any neutral cards in my deck.
Unity, precision, perfection.
Try to keep yourselves alive first. To battle. Reporting for duty.
So it's pure Paladin and Wild. I mean, my deck is. The opponent's very clearly isn't.
Converting stored energy.
Protocol 7 engaged.
Can quest trigger as a twice as a secret? Quick question: is the quest a secret? Roffle, did you ever try and get a rank 1 legend? Yes, a long time ago, and then doing so made the game make me miserable, so I stopped doing that.
Nazoth versus Tyrande!
You give me strength.
All eyes shall be opened.
Yes, Murloc Druid. Was indeed the deck that I got rank 1 with. This is unfortunately not the hand we want against Shadow Priest. So, kind of seems like we're just gonna die very quickly.
Too much.
Unless... Just gotta yellow it. Deck Knight! I need to get some corpses going. Oh god, this hand is slow. I need like a heart strike to kill that. Opponent's taking a while. I'm gonna get some more coffee.
Come, pray with me.
This is actually not bad.
It's boogie time.
Or potentially getting the Void Touched off the board. Still kill that.
Break a leg. It's boogie time. Power.
Muzzle their magic!
Unreal.
Break a leg.
Wait. I missed damage there. For some reason, I was miscounting my corpses.
Muzzle their magic!
And my mana.
Shadow engulfs us.
Please don't let this be Mind Blast. I haven't been hand tracking because I stepped away. So Renounce Darkness, generate 3 ring cards.
Nazoth versus Valera.
Stay in the shadows.
All eyes shall be open.
Alright, on curve Renounce again. What could go wrong? Not like these cards are fast enough for this matchup anyway. Roffle, Priest should have a spell called Renounce Lightness. Yeah, and I think it would be pretty cool if it, like, instead of the hero power healing, it dealt damage. And then maybe, since, you know, that's kind of a unique effect, we should put some sort of, like, overlay over the hero so that you can tell when it's active.
Feed the fish, landlubber. Feed the fish, landlubber. Wanted, dead or alive.
Okay. Can Renounce get you any card, or are some forbidden? Well, I mean, it's giving us ones that it's not supposed to already, so I don't know. Yeah, I can't get you Warlock cards, although technically it did, so chess-made atheist.
Draw.
What would be forbidden? Well, I mean, like, triple rune cards are technically it would be forbidden, or whatever you want to call it. And we're done. Non-collectible cards like quest rewards and such. Well, I mean, there's no... Why would anyone ever think that that would be a possibility, though?
Nazoth versus.
What's the point of the quest? Didn't really see the synergy with Renounce. When we complete the quest, we get a hero power that allows us to draw 0 mana cards. Hope that helps. So many Shadow Priests all of a sudden. Reno Shadow. Give it one more turn. This kind of look like Reno Shadow, doesn't it? Oh my god. I feel like it's been good luck so far when we've had both Renounces in hand, right?
By the old gods.
Wait, this is actually outrageous because I'm still a Warlock. Okay, next turn we make a real big weapon. No, the turn after, it looks like.
The Stormpike clan bows to no one!
Multitudes cry out.
Planets and stars! Power for the taking! Ah, that's the stuff!
Feed the fish, landlubber.
Okay.
Your cry shall echo for eternity.
Well, now that's confusing.
Take two and call me morning. Out of the kitchen and into the frying pan.
Your treasure for life.
Down! I'm a doctor!
Job done.
All right. We're fine. I'm not fine. I renounced too hard, chat.
For a master tactician, this is nothing.
We are no one and everyone.
Do try to keep yourselves alive.
How much is this worth to you? I'll take that.
Unfortunately, if they if they ping that, I really wanted the Shadowcaster value, but it doesn't seem feasible here. Oh god. I need some help, or I am going to die, and not because of the choking. I'm dead.
For a master tactician, this is nothing. By the old gods.
Feet of strength. Arms of strength. Learn to sleep.
All right. At least VOD viewers will never hear me choking. My dignity is intact.
Nazar versus Adonis!
I will master the School of Shadow.
All eyes shall be open.
Not a great hand. Because it doesn't have Renounce. Also, like, we just lose to most priest decks. At least we did get to play the game this time. Maybe this one will be fun. Nope.
Too much power!
Alright. Pray for me, chat. I might need to just, like, YOLO the Soularium next turn, coin it, and hope that I hit a way to deal with that. Nope, I lose the game. That is pretty unreal.
Too much power!
Alright. Maybe we stabilize. In before double Mind Blast in hand. Probably will just have to use the Soularium next turn. I feel like at least one of those has to be Mind Blast, right? Maybe Mind Sear again. It's a good pickup. Deck Knight. That's not undead? Oh. Yeah. Mind Seer incoming. Imagine being that much of a coward and not letting me play my triple rune card.
Nazoth versus Jaina.
My sorcery will prevail.
All eyes shall be open.
Oh. Yes, we're just renouncing. Turn 1, I don't know how many times I've had to say this, but a turn 1 renounce doesn't make any sense. But turn 2 renounce is already pretty silly because we just run out of cards so quickly. And I'm not going to stop doing it. Maybe they'll be playing like Deck of Lunacy or something. No, doesn't seem likely, does it? Also generated a lot of these today. Specifically a lot of these with a lot of cage heads.
Your wish is my suggestion.
Okay, that's maybe better than normal quest mage, at least. Makes it a little bit less consistent, but let's see. Just play this next turn. Just want to apply consistent pressure. Wait, why doesn't Renounce make the hero power cost 1? Because that is never what the card has done. Buffed. But we're actually kind of moving now, aren't we? Frigidara restored to former glory? Yeah, and then some.
My frost will splinter your flesh.
Yeah. Sure. Got no room for nerf cards in this deck anyway.
Time to wash away the filth.
Oh no, that's gonna be a potion of illusion, isn't it? Oh, it's gonna be funny. Oh, maybe it's a second copy of Ice Block. That's more likely, isn't it? Yeah.
Your power, limitless.
Three blocks. The Siphon mana could be a problem if they raw math before Reno.
Don't think too hard. You'll hurt yourself.
Oh, the Siphon mana was main deck. It's going to be a problem, isn't it? Yeah, they haven't played the generated one.
You aren't even ready for this.
Doesn't matter, we don't heal off of that anyway because of the ice block. But we do heal for 8. Oh no, only 2. I guess it's unlucky. Well, raw math is gone, but like if they have Reno, they can still very much turn this game around. They can't block anymore? I mean, Rewind could get them. They have, like, a lot of ways to generate stuff, and they might not need a block if they just simply just Reno, or, like, buy enough time off of the extra turns to get there. Yeah, like the quest is done. They might not need more blocks. They can't play the Reno if they draw it, so they need something here. Surely one spell isn't going to give them an ice block, right? I can't save them. I think we're good. Unless they got the luckiest evocation of all time.
Time runs out on me.
Bask in my radiance.
2 mana heals 8. GG. I was really hoping that we would get the cage head off the top for a really exciting finisher. I'll be right back. Need some more water that I can choke on.
Off versus Anduin.
A just cause is always worth fighting for.
All eyes shall be opened. Not now, Firestone. Oh, I guess I'm keeping this hand.
Good day to you.
Welcome, my devoted children.
Didn't really want the Symphony, but the rest of my hand is probably fine. Are we going to get another turn 1 attendant? No. Could it be not a aggro priest? Let's go here and tap next turn. You do not want my cards, friend. Keep drawing the harps together. It tends not to be a good strategy. No way they got the Symphony, did they? I can kill that. Welcome, General Gun.
Don't keep your thoughts to yourself.
Deck, okay. Sure would be nice to draw Renounce.
There is no light, only power.
That seems fun.
Real
Mostly
priests
right.
wear plate.
It's all in your head.
Ouchie.
Let's move on.
Whoopsie. Wrong order. This is not what I wanted to do. Never punished, I guess.
How wonderful.
Fantastic. Alright. Soon we will get low enough that we can play the Tamsin. And that will allow me to find the Renounce, I'm sure of it. Oh, good God. Oh, no. Not this again. Well, their Reno is offline.
You know nothing of death. Allow me to teach you.
Oh, we did it. Okay, I'm gonna hold the imps so that I can convert them into something more valuable. Save me! Oh God. Oh no.
How wonderful.
Titan codes or make my fist.
Job's done.
Now we're talking.
Surrender your will.
That's offline, right? Yeah.
We'll handle this. Smash!
All right. They'll never see the King Crush coming. Craigism. You better leave this Banjosaur alone, though. Unbelievable. Eh? Ho! 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 You fool! You fool! Oh no! What have you done? Oh. It wasn't that much after all.
I'm not getting any younger.
Job's done.
No Banjosaur. So. Fantastic. Incriminating Psychic. So that's probably explosive, right?
What's your poison?
Leviathan seed.
Aim for the wheels.
Look at that Toxmonger value. You're welcome, Miguel. Got a hero power here or do something.
Hand is too full.
They're so sting!
I'll use you for bits.
On!
The light guides me.
Honk! We did it, chat. We played 3 hours and 15 minutes of Renounce Darkness, Warlock.